Well, hello there, Trumpet fam. Welcome back to another video of me trying to keep up with current trends while also making them relevant to the trumpet, which I found is slightly challenging, but don't worry, I'm working on it and we're getting better. So this video is comparing cheap versus expensive. I'm sure you've seen many of these videos on YouTube, either comparing a $10 meal versus a $100 meal, or a $100 vacation versus $10,000 vacation, something like that. Well, I've decided to do a cheap trumpet versus an expensive trumpet. So what I did for this video is I found the cheapest possible trumpet I could find. And I'm going to compare it to my trumpet, which is the one I use in every single video. Now this trumpet, we're calling it $3,000. I did not buy this trumpet for $3,000 since I bought it used, but I'm pretty sure Bach Strat is about $3,000, give or take, if you bought it new. So that's the price point that we're going to use. However, here's where the challenge comes in, because we're using a toy trumpet as the cheap trumpet. So the problem that I discovered after I purchased said trumpet off of Amazon is that this trumpet, toy trumpet, is really more of a flute. Now what I've realized, and this would definitely be a big problem if you chose to purchase this trumpet over the $3,000 trumpet, is that it has, for one, which is kind of weird, it's got 4 valves, which, you know, when I bought this, I didn't think too much of it. I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe it just can play extra notes, you know. I didn't think this through very much. My thought was, wow, this thing is 13 bucks and I can make a cool video out of it, so I'm just going to buy it. So, yeah, it's got 4 valves. Now, after looking at it a bit closer, we realized that the 4 valves is because, basically, this whole section, which obviously is very important on a normal trumpet to playing notes, is totally useless on this toy trumpet. I'm pretty sure. Now I haven't done a lot of looking into this, but just from basic observation, this is just one tube and then it's got holes here, so it's basically a flute. Now it sounds kind of ish like a trumpet, but definitely more like a flute. But none of this matters, okay?
Okay.
Because we're comparing this, which was a $13 trumpet on Amazon, a toy trumpet, to my $3,000 trumpet, which I play in every single video. So, do not worry, I'm going to figure out a way to compare these two instruments, even though this one is barely a trumpet. But don't worry, that's not a problem. So, let's get right into comparing them somehow.
Later, in the void.
Okay, so in further looking into this trumpet that we're calling it, I've realized that, so the 4 notes that you can play on this are basically the same as just holding down your first 2 fingers on the trumpet. So we've got a low E, A, C sharp, and another E. Now, don't ask me why they decided to build this trumpet by having a C sharp as one of the notes, as opposed to just a normal C. I really don't know. So you can kind of play chords, but since there's basically only 3 notes, E, A, and C sharp, you can play a couple chords. They sound a little weird in Discord because this one's a C sharp. C sharp doesn't go super well with a lot of notes, especially with E and A. So, whatever. But I realized, so, one song we can compare with. And I'm going to find some more, do not worry. But the problem is, I've got to find a song that you can play with only 3 notes. So, a little bit challenging. You know, I did not foresee this problem when I purchased this because I thought, for some reason, don't ask me why I thought this, but I thought that this was going to be an actual trumpet, just a toy trumpet that I could play normally. But instead, I've purchased a flute that looks like a trumpet, basically. So, but one song we can play is taps. Obviously, this is a very basic song that you can play on bugle, basically anything, because you can play it without any fingerings whatsoever. But you can play it on this little trumpet using E, A, and C sharp. Which, just to compare, I'll use E, A, and C sharp on my normal trumpet to play the song as well, even though normally you wouldn't use those notes because it's just kind of weird. So, here we go. Taps. We literally already had a problem, okay? This is the most easy song ever, and we already had a problem. Okay, here we go again. Again. See, absolutely beautiful. Wouldn't you love to hear that at your funeral? I bet you would. Okay. So one thing that you probably can tell by looking at this trumpet here is that you don't actually play like a normal trumpet at all by buzzing in the mouthpiece. For one, the mouthpiece is totally connected to the trumpet, and two, you just basically blow into it. You just go, that's it. There's no buzzing whatsoever. But if you blow without pushing down on a key, it's not going to have a note. So you have to push it down, which is why it's basically a flute. Alright, so let's hear how tap sounds on the actual trumpet so we can get a legitimate comparison and you can determine which one's better. I know this is really up in the air right now, so let's check it out. Alright, so pretty good, you know. You tell me if you think that's better than the toy trumpet or not, you know. Honestly, who can say? Now let's see if I can figure out something else that you can play with 3 notes on this toy trumpet.
Thousands of tears later.
Okay, I have returned after quite a long time trying to find something that you can play with only E, A, and C sharp, and I have been completely unsuccessful, and I cannot find literally anything, which begs the question, what do kids play with this instrument? And I think my answer to that question is literally nothing. Like, they just play notes that just annoys the crap out of their parents. You know, that's fine. So, we're going to play one more song, and it's going to sound completely wrong. I just want you to know that going in. But we have to give a fair comparison between this and my actual trumpet. So we're going to play Happy Birthday, because you'd think Happy Birthday is basically one of the most basic songs out there on trumpet. So it should be able to be played on this, right? Why not? So I'm going to play it for you with only 3 notes. Well, 4 notes, but 2 of them are E. It's just on different octaves. So here we go. Prepare yourselves. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. Actually sounds exactly like Happy Birthday. I imagine if somebody came and played that at your birthday party. Like, geez, okay. It sounds nothing like Happy Birthday. Okay, but just to give the fair comparison, you know, because we have to. We have to, for science. This is for science, you know. I'm going to play it on my actual trumpet. Okay, here you go. Ready? It might be as good, but no promises. Alright, and with that done, that's going to conclude our comparison of the $13 toy trumpet versus the $3,000 Bach Stradivarius trumpet. Let me know in the comments down below what you think is actually the better trumpet. I really can't make up my mind, so I need your help. So please let me know down below which one you think is better. Also, if you happen to know of a very cheap trumpet, you know, like a toy trumpet that actually plays like a normal trumpet, then let me know, because I had so many ideas for things that I was going to do with this, and they were all kind of brought crashing down thanks to the just utter crappiness of this trumpet. So yeah, let me know if you know of anything like that. I'm really not sure if it actually exists. With all that said, that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of video, I know this was kind of different and weird, and obviously this is not how I wanted the video to go originally, but this is kind of how it had to go because of just kind of what I was dealt with the product that I bought, which I guess is what you get for $13, you know? So do with that what you will. But if you like this kind of video, then please leave a like rating down below. It really helps. Also make sure to go check out the Live Through Music clothing line and join me and the rest of the Trumpet fam in living through music. I will see you guys all next week.